Okay. So I just wrapped up filming episode 2 of the Backrooms game, and I decided that it would be fair, interesting, and overall fun to watch a video explaining what the origin of the Backrooms are. Um, so without further ado, here is a video by Nick Crawley, an awesome content creator. I would suggest that you go and like and subscribe to his channel and actually go and like this original video and tell him New Black sent you. Hey, there we go. But yeah, I wanted to I wanted to actually watch one of these videos explaining or either telling the story of the back room, so both myself and the viewers at home had a better understanding of what this phenomenon is actually all about. So, oh no,
T-Mobile está.
let's not do that. Does anyone else get this Hispanic T-Mobile commercial always on YouTube, or is it just me? I don't know why I always get the Spanish version of that. But yeah, let's get into it. Oh, come on.
Our world truly is a terrifying place, and I don't think there's ever been a more relevant time in this channel's history to make a statement like that. But one of the things that has always scared me the most about this world is when it glitches.
That plane looks like it's just hovering. It looks like a big one as well.
It's been a topic that I've briefly mentioned on my channel before, that every so often something will happen that breaks the rules of reality. Planes hovering and doppelgangers are two examples of this, and surely most would be at least a little creeped out by experiencing
Yeah, that's a
these.
little creepy.
But
Especially
what
if you guys
happens
weren't
when these
twins.
glitches get more serious? What happens when you glitch out of reality completely? Well, if this happens to you, you may find yourself in a place where no man should ever go, a never-ending prison of rooms that exists outside our world that's now your new home. And if it sounds scary, maybe you'll take comfort in knowing that at least you won't be alone.
That doesn't make me more comfortable in that thought at all. That would do the exact opposite, actually. Before he actually starts, I'm going to try my best to not overly pause throughout the explanation and the story of this. Only during like a conventional moment if it doesn't break the immersion of the actual tale. Deal? Cool.
In May of 2019, the following picture was posted to 4chan that caught the attention of many. The picture was of what we now know as the Backrooms. Something about it, the emptiness, the tone, just gave people bad vibes, and summed up, the photo was incredibly unsettling. Along with the photo, a caption was added that claimed that the Backrooms go on for an impossible distance, and every room looks the same. It is said that there are a few...
I want to go back and read that. Sorry. If you're not careful and you no-clip out of reality in the wrong areas, you'll end up in the back rooms, where it's nothing but the stink of old moist carpet, the madness of mono yellow, the endless background noise of fluorescent lights at maximum hum buzz, and approximately 600 million square miles of randomly segmented empty rooms to be trapped in. God save you if you hear something wandering around nearby, because it sure as hell has heard you. Okay, so that's basically just the basic explanation of what the Backrooms are, and that's basically the actual description of the game that I was playing. So yeah, I just wanted to read that to see if it was something different. Sorry.
The photo was incredibly unsettling. Along with the photo, a caption was added that claimed that the Backrooms go on for an impossible distance, and every room looks the same. It is said that there are a few ways to wind up trapped in these backrooms. Some say that they can be accessed through your dreams, or even seen in visions. Because of this, many claim to recognize the picture, and even felt some sort of nostalgic fear when seeing it. But others claim that the only true way to get there is much more difficult, and it requires a tremendous amount of luck, or perhaps in this case, the exact opposite. It's theorized that every object we interact with in this world is clipped to our reality. So for example, when you bump into a wall, you collide with it, and you bounce off of it. But going back to glitches in our reality, it is said that, on occasion, objects within our world will no-clip. This is something that happens often in video games, where a part of the map becomes no-clipped, and you bump into it, you go right through it, and you sometimes end up falling right off the map. There, your player is stuck, still inside the game, but in an endless void beneath the map. In the real world, people believe that some objects can become no-clipped from reality. A wall will appear darker than the others around it, or you'll find a door that you're certain there should be nothing on the other side. If you have a keen eye, you can notice these things and avoid them at all costs. But not everyone is so lucky. For some, they unknowingly interact with these objects, likely thinking nothing of the implications that are soon to come. And much like a character in a video game, if you interact with a non-clipped object, you fall off the map. And one could imagine that it's incredibly confusing and terrifying to go from existing in one world to instantly being dropped into another, with nothing but millions of square miles of empty rooms on either side of you. But this is your reality now, and it's where your journey into the Backrooms begins.
3 levels, huh? Level 0.
Level 0 is a maze of monotone yellow rooms, each looking the same as the last, with only the slightest of variations. The carpet that covers the level is moist and creates a persisting scent. In the beginning, the only sounds that can be heard is the consistent loud buzzing of the old fluorescent lights. As you walk through the rooms, you'll start to realize how big the area actually is. Every room just leads to another and another. You start to wonder, how big of an area could this actually be? And how could this even be possible? Many will start to run and sprint through the rooms, thinking that this might get them out of this maze faster. But it's no use. And after running around for seemingly an eternity, you'll finally realize that you're likely going to be stuck in here for a while. What exactly this place is not known, and that's part of the mystery of it all. It's just an infinite maze of these off-putting rooms, and traversing a place like this would likely cause anyone to slowly lose their minds. It's believed that not many will survive this first level, and that's for a few reasons. Either they lose the will to carry on, or they encounter something. While walking through these rooms, you may find yourself encountering humanoid creatures. After walking for hours and maybe even days, just imagine the horror of turning the corner and seeing something standing there. Something that isn't human. These creatures are known as hounds, and they look like disfigured humans who walk on all fours. They make a low rumbling noise, which will serve as one of the only indications that you're near them before it's too late. On this level, these creatures are supposedly incredibly dangerous. If you happen to notice one, slowly back away in the opposite direction, and whatever you do, don't look at it. If you're lucky enough to survive your encounters with these creatures and the never-ending maze, then you may have a chance at escaping this level. Every so often, as you walk through these identical rooms, you'll find a wall that is slightly darker than the others. This is an indication that this too has been no-clipped, and it's possible that running into this wall will take you back to the world you knew before, and there you'll be able to continue living your normal life. But doing so comes with a risk. There's no guarantee to where walking through that wall will take you, and no-clipping again in the Backrooms runs the risk of taking you further down to a spot that no one has ever seen before, where the beings are much, much more hostile. Also, interacting with a wall like this could take you back to the start of level 0, where you'll have to start your journey all over again, which means another cycle of repetitive torture. For that reason, this is obviously a gamble, and one that many would choose not to take.
So I'm kind of glad an ad popped up because I was gonna pause anyway. That's good information for the video game. Definitely gonna try to notice those dark walls more and try to maybe interact with those. Maybe that's what I have to interact with. Yep.
When
It's unknown how the transition from level 0 to 1 takes place. Some believe that you stumble upon a door, a hallway, a staircase, or even an elevator, which takes you to this next level, while others believe the scenery around you subtly starts to change until eventually you are in a completely different space. Believers of this theory state that after roughly 4 days of traveling, the bright yellow fluorescent lights begin to flicker till the space around you gets darker and darker. Eventually it gets pitch black, only for the light to come back on and reveal the change in scenery. But however you wind up there, the dangers on this level are much greater than the one before.
Level 1. So like, there was a lot of information in that I kind of want to take and try to put into the game. They said, when he said after 4 days the lights begin to flicker and blah 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 blah, and it goes dark, and then it comes back and the lighting and scenery is different. That technically happens in the game, but when that happens, you fail. So, I don't know. Let's just keep going.
After days of walking in a seemingly endless loop, you might actually welcome level 1, because at least it's something different. No longer is there yellow wallpaper, but instead the walls are made of concrete. The floor on this level isn't the signature carpet of the one before it. Much like the walls, this too is concrete. A deep rumbling of machinery can be heard throughout this entire floor, as well as the creaking noises coming from unseen rooms. The hum of the fluorescent lights is still there, but it's greatly masked by the other noises. And in this floor, the lights are known to fail quite often. The lights will flicker at many spots and will often shut off completely and leave you in complete and total darkness.
That's creepy.
This is when the creatures on this level come out. You won't be able to see them, but you'll know when they're close. These creatures emit a disturbing, distorted, screaming sound as they drift through the darkness. If you hear them, quickly navigate to another room further away from the noises. And much like the level before, try not to look in the direction of these things, because you never know how hostile they may be. Part of what made level 0 so scary was the isolation of it all. The idea that it is only you and just a few other creatures within this labyrinth of walls. And in many ways, the same fear is prevalent in level 1, except it's amplified by random bouts of darkness and a greater number of hostile beings. And things only get amplified more as we head to level 2, the final level we'll be discussing today. As you walk through level 1, the walls around you will begin to change. The vast rooms will become narrowed to the point where you're walking in long continuous hallways. The fluorescent lights are amplified to the point that the buzzing becomes even louder, and the heat from them causes the temperature to soar over 100 degrees Fahrenheit. The hallways are claustrophobic and resemble service tunnels, as there is piping and machinery lining the walls. Pretty much any being you encounter on this floor is hostile, and your only chance of escaping, once you see a figure, is to run the opposite way, and don't look back. To many, this is considered to be the final level of the Backrooms. It's a fairly unexplored and mysterious place that features no real exit points. Your chances of ever escaping the Backrooms, in general, is incredibly low, but your chances of escaping level 2 is apparently nearly impossible. For the few that have supposedly survived this level, they did so by simply accepting the situation, remaining totally calm, and imagining the backrooms as their home. That's your only chance of escape, and if it doesn't work, then your fate is pretty much sealed. And even after all the pain and the wear that you've gone through in levels 0 and 1, this is where your journey into the backrooms end.
So I haven't really seen any more gameplay footage of different areas, so I don't know what to take away from that. I don't know if the game, has those different levels. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know if the game has
way to pay
all the different levels that the actual phenomenon goes over.
The backrooms are something that genuinely creep me out, and that's something that isn't always easy to do. The psychological horrors of traversing such a vast and terrifying landscape out of the reach of reality is a horrifying thought. But is there actually any truth to this? Are the backrooms actually real? Well, it appears that this is all just another creepypasta. It is such a fascinating concept to me, and the story involved with it is scary even knowing full well that this is likely total fiction. The very idea of the backrooms speaks to the very essence of the things that terrify us the most. The fear of being lost, the fear of being trapped, and the fear of being watched and hunted. Psychologically, it checks all the boxes for me. But it's also worth noting that there are still those who have claimed to have actually been there. They see it in their dreams and stay trapped there till they wake up. And they swear up and down that this place truly is real. Now, a nightmare like that is extremely possible to have, so perhaps this place does exist somewhere within our dreams. I mean, when I saw this picture, it was so recognizable to me, despite the fact that I've never even heard the story before. It's really something that I can't explain. Just something about this picture feels so nostalgic to me. So who knows, maybe I've been there in my dreams before too. But real or fake, out of all the horrors out there, there are few fates worse than finding yourself in the backrooms.
So what do you guys think? You guys think the backrooms are real? You think it's just a story? You think if you fall asleep one day, you may wake up in that room? Let's go back to the picture. Have you ever seen this room before? Does this room look familiar to you? To me personally, not really. It doesn't really bring up a nostalgic feeling or any type of familiar feeling or even a creepy feeling. It just looks like a really tacky building, to be quite honest. But it's a very interesting phenomena, to say the least. I think I did learn a little bit more about the game, what I could probably do or try in the game a little bit more. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about that in the comments. Do you think the backrooms are real? Have you ever had any experience with the backrooms? And what do you think you would do if you were to wake up in this room? What would be your first reaction? Oof. My name is Never Underestimate, build legacies, and create constantly. I can't wait to continue playing that game. I think I'm going to upload this video first, and then I'm going to upload the part 2. So if I don't see you in this video, I'll definitely see you in part 2. You guys have a good one.